top questions on the site is from a young man who wrote in and said, her vagina is too big for my penis.
And I was snarky.
I think that's why it's like really popular, because you thought, well, maybe your penis just is too small for her vagina. Did you ever think about that?
Well, it's interesting because there is such a thing as fit.
But we never talk about that.
We never talk about sex. We never talk about our genitals.
Because vaginal barrels, vary length, width, the whole 9 yards.
It's like when I went to get my ears fixed. I said the ear canal, it's too short to wear the ones that drop in. I said, I know I have a short vagina. My
So
vagina.
your ear
Don't you
canals are
check out and they look at me like come
you're
on,
crazy.
We're
but
all different. We're all
yeah.
different. So yes, I have figured about a 5.5-inch vaginal barrel.
So I have a long barrel because I've always had. It's never been hard for me to have sex with a guy with a big penis. And I have a large dildo, and I never seem to hit my cervix. Like, to hit my deep spot, I would need something really long. I have a long barrel, but it's not really wide, but it's long.
Well, see, the whole thing is we're working our PC muscle.
Well, that also enhances sex for you and him.
Oh, totally.
Or you and her.
Totally. When I was, making out as a younger woman, I was always said, you have such a wonderful tight pussy. That was because I was using the muscle.
But how do you always talk about the suction fuck? And so explain what that is and how you do it.
Well, the suction will be created when you grip the penis.
But when do you grip it? Like, say or a dildo, anything. They're going
Relax
inside.
going in, and once they're inside, grip on the way out. Then if he's doing the same thing, you're going to get, because he has got the PC muscle, when he does his pelvic floor muscle, the dick gets a little bigger.
So when he goes all the way in, is he squeezing, or when he pulls out?
God, I never asked Eric.
Yeah, because I don't have a penis, so I have no idea how that works. But
my dildo stays the same.
My thing is to get on top and work my PC.
That's the best.
So in a way, you could accommodate more phalluses if you work your PC.
Yes, absolutely. And you also, the position that you're taking will determine the depth of the thrust. So, doggy, never do doggy.
With a guy with a huge penis.
Unless you have got a very long vaginal barrel.
Yeah.
Or when you do doggy, just make it clear, verbalize that you can't plunge in all the way.
No.
And we must have our erection.
You have to be aroused, because you can take your uterus lifts a little bit. You always talk about that. With deep arousal, you'll get a couple more inches.
Yeah, you do.
But usually they just plunge right in. And that's why I think most women kind of take that passive role in intercourse, because it hurt once or twice.
But that's why because it was passive. Take charge.
Yeah, you have to be active with that.
It's like, run the fuck.
Now, what do you do if you're with someone and you're not a good fit? It just doesn't work.
Well,
what do you do?
I think that we have to understand that there is such a thing as a fit. And if there's not a fit, I don't know. If it's early on in the relationship,
just walk.
I say move along.
I think sex at the beginning makes sense, because if there's a physical limitation, you can move on before there's emotional attachment.
Exactly. And we never even consider it. There's such a thing as a fit. And if it does, in other words, one of the most important things that you can share with anyone is that when sex is good, right off the bat, it will get better.
But if it's
bad, very often it'll get worse. So this whole thing about, well, we'll work out the problem. No.
Not if it's a fit issue.
Not if it's basic sex issue. Like, I married a man who wasn't interested in sex.
It's desire, it's fit, it's getting all these things together.
And then the other thing is the pheromone, the smell.
There was only one person that I dated, and then I liked him. For some reason, when we'd try to have sex, it was a turnoff for me, and I think the pheromones were off, and maybe genetically he was too close to me, and he even said, he goes, why won't you have sex with me? And it was just, I didn't want to. It's like my body said no.
When it's good, it gets better. And there even was this one list of things, the Kodoshka, they talk about the deer penis and deer vagina, and they talk about the elephant penis and the elephant vagina, and then there's the elk, and there's the chipmunk, and they have all these animals that they compare this with. It's adorable. So if you're an elephant, dick, then you got to find an elephant vagina.
You can't go for the elk, and then vice versa.
and don't torture the chipmunk. So size does matter, and that there's a big range and there's a lot of flexibility, but when it's good, it will get better. Okay, guys.